Hello my viewers and welcome to another exciting tutorial in Revit. In this lesson, I want to teach you on how you can model the wooden truss that you are seeing here on top of this building. Okay, you can see that this is a gable roof and we have the framing, the wooden frame or the wooden truss on top of this building, as you can see from here. And in addition to the wooden truss, we are also going to model the palings on top, and we are going to do it in the correct way. So make sure that you don't skip this video. Make sure that you watch it from start to finish. You are really going to, to benefit from this tutorial. Now, before I proceed, I just want to ask all of you to make sure that you like my videos and share with your friends, and most importantly, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. That way you're going to motivate me to do more and more, because I know that a lot of people are liking my videos and also subscribing to this channel. Okay, and for anyone who would like to learn Revit architecture and Revit structure in a course, make sure that you check the links in the description. I have some good courses. If you checked it out, you might be interested, definitely. Okay, so without wasting much of your time, let's get started in this tutorial. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start a new project, and to do that, I'll simply go to File and click on New. Okay, then from the template there, I'll just use the default template, and I'm just going to use the metric template, architectural. As you can see from there, select on it and click on OK. So as usual, the first thing that you need to do, go to one of the elevations and check the levels. In my case, I'll just change that level to WP for the wall plate, and I'll just leave the levels the way they are in terms of the heights. Then make sure that you click on yes and click outside. Okay, then I'll open level 1 there, double click under the floor plans there. We're at level 1, and the first thing that I'm going to do is for me to create the walls. I'll go to architecture, then click on wall, then architectural wall. Then I'm just going to use the default 200mm thick wall. Okay, then once I select on it from the properties, I'll just use the rectangle and I'll click the first point. I just want to have maybe 9 meters or 8 meters by maybe something like 12 meters. I can leave it there and zoom in and click on modify. Now I didn't select where the wall is supposed to end, so you see that if I go to one of the elevations, you see that is above, but I can still select the walls even from there and make sure that the top constraint is just up to the wall plate. Select there and click on apply. As you can see, it is up to the wall plate. Okay, this is how I want my walls to be. Then I'll go back to level 1 and maybe I want to create the roof there. Okay, now I want to encourage you to make sure that before you model your wooden truss, okay, or your frame, or as the roof or so, make sure that you create the roof. Okay, and it is going to help you to model the truss, because you are able to attach the truss on the roof, on the underside of the roof. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the roof. I'll create the roof, and then once I place the truss, it should be able to attach following the slope of the roof, and this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'll go to the architecture, then I'll go to roof. Okay, then I'll go to roof by footprint. As you can see from here, now it's asking me where do I want to the roof to be. That is the wall plate. It's okay. I'll click on yes. Okay, so the roof will be created on the wall plate. Okay, then I'll just open there, and I just want to use a default roof, and I'll just pick generic 125mm. Select on it. Then I go to edit type, click on edit and click under the material there, and I can change the material from here. I'll just pick aluminium and click OK. Then click on apply. I'll maintain. As you can see from here, this is a 125mm thick roof. I'll leave it the way it is. Click on apply and OK. Right, so I'll set the overhang to 300mm. Okay, then I'll simply use the peak lines there, and okay, I'll specify once again the 300mm. Then just click, make sure that the define slope can be selected or it cannot be selected. It doesn't matter. If I remove it, then the other walls, it's not going to have the slope, but that's not a problem. I'll click on modify to escape. I'll select that side there and remove the slope. Then I'll select that line there, the magenta line, hold control, select this one, and I want to define the slope. Click outside. So you see that I have this one 30 degrees and this other one at 30 degrees, and this is how I want my gable roof to be. Then I'll simply click on the green check mark. Okay, then remember this is the one that we are trying to create. Okay, so I'll go back there or go to south there. You can see that the roof is there. Then if I click on the 3D view there, you see that we have our roof right there, as you can see. Now let me just deactivate the levels. I'll go to VG, which is visibility graphics, then annotation categories, and find my levels, as you can see. Then uncheck the level, apply OK, as you can see. Then the other thing I want to do is change the style there to shaded, okay, so that I'm able to see the roof like that. Okay, so as I told you, we just have that roof there and we are going to create a truss on top. Okay, so let me go to the wall plate because that's where I want my truss to to sit. I'll go to WP for the wall plate. Okay, if I want, I can even go to site because I just want to see the roof on top. Okay, so what I'll do is to go to the styles there and make sure that wireframe is selected so that I'm able to see the walls there. Okay, now the first thing that you need to do, of course, is to go to structure there, and I want to go to truss, select on the truss. You see that with this template, it tell you that no structural truss family is loaded. I want to load the family there. I'll click on yes. All right, so I'm here under the wood, but I want to go to my families and make sure that I go to program data. Okay, your families for the trusses are under program data. Then go to Autodesk and make sure that you go to RVT 2023 because I'm using Revit 2023. I'll double click there. Then I'm going to go to libraries. Then I'm going to use English, then the UK libraries. You can pick the library of your choice. Then what I'm going to use are the structural trusses because that's what I want. Then from here you see that you have different types of trusses, but I'll just use this kind of a truss. Okay, you see how I'm going to attach it to the roof and it's going to follow the slope of the roof. So I'll pick that one, then click OK. So I've loaded my truss. And the other thing that you'd like to load first is also the members for the truss, and these are just framing, which are like beams. Okay, I'll go to structure, then pick the beam there. Then if I check there, you see that I don't have timber there for the wooden truss. Okay, it could be also the wooden frame. Okay, so there's nothing there. So what I want to do is to load there, and you see that it's bringing me back to the trusses. I'll go back, then I can go to the structural framing and under the wood there, and I'll simply start with this one, dimension lumber, and click on open. Then from here I'll just pick, you can pick any of these. We are going to to size the members that we want to use. So I'll pick the first one and click on open. Okay, now from here you see that we just have one member. Then I'll select on it and click on edit type. Then I'll duplicate this one, and I want the first member to be 50, okay, by 50. That is the size that I want to use 75 by 50 for the palings. Then I'll click OK. That is just a name. I want this one to be 50 as the name is. Then this one 75, which is the depth. Then apply. Then I'll duplicate once again, and I want the other one to be 100 by 50, okay? Right, then click on OK. Then I want to change this one to 100, then click on apply. Then duplicate once again, and I want the other one to be maybe 150, okay? For the top and bottom chord for my wooden truss. So this one is gonna be 150 by 50, okay? Then change this one to 150 and click on apply, then click on OK. So we have picked the truss that we want to use. We have also sized the members for the timber that we want to use as part of the truss. All right, so the next step is for you to go to truss and go to truss. Okay, then from here you see that this is the truss that we loaded. I'll select on it. Now I'll simply from here make sure now that you select where the truss will sit, and I want to use the the wall plate. Okay, then from here, the bearing, I don't want to use vertical, I don't want to use the center. I want the truss to sit on top of the wall plate, so I'll pick bottom, as you can see from there. Then it's just a matter of, you know, picking the first point and the second point. I'll just pick that one there and that point there as the first truss. Okay, then I want to change this one. Okay, wireframe is okay, but I want to change this one to fine level of detail. As you can see, we have this truss. Now, if I go to the 3D view and just try to orbit like that, then zoom in, you see that that is the truss. Now, what I want to do now is to select the member sizes that I just created, and, you know, within there, as you saw, I'll select on the truss there, then click on edit, and this is the top chord and the bottom chord. Go to set framing type there, and I want my top chord to be 150 by 50. I also want the bottom chord to be also 150 by 50. This is why I was trying to create, you know, those members. Then diagonals, I'll set it to 100 by 50. Okay, from there, that is the diagonal, and the vertical webs, I also want to pick this one as 100 by 50. Click on apply. As you can see, it's going to change there. Then okay. Now, as you can see, we just want to attach now this truss to the roof there. I'll select on the truss, then just click on attach top bottom and select on the roof. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, as you can see, we have our first truss there. Then what I'm going to do, I'll just, you know, make the roof transparent by selecting on the roof there, then right click, then override graphics in view by element, and I just want to push the transparency up to 100, apply, okay, then click outside, as you can see from here. Now you see that we have some, you know, in Revit, this is how the truss will be. It's not going to seemingly it's not touching there, but as you can see, all the joints are there attaching. But visually, if you want all the members to attach there and also clean up here, what you need to do, just hover your cursor there, then tab, select that member and pin it, and you can delete it from there. You can also go at the end there, tab, select that member and pin it, and you just want to clean up, you know, those smaller pieces at the end there. Tab, select that one, and I'll continue doing this. I also want to tab, select that member and pin it, and delete that one, as you can see. Now, what I want to do, remember, if I select on this one, let me check the vertical one. The vertical is bottom. Let me also try to select this one to bottom, click outside. Okay, I'll leave it the way it is. The other thing, I just want to clean up this one by extending these members so that it touches there visually so that you can see it. Then I'll go and hover my cursor there, then tab, select on it and pin it. You see now those arrows are going to appear. You can simply drag it. We have to do this on just one member, and I'll simply, you know, copy this truss to other locations so that you don't have to do this for all the members. So I'll go ahead and do that and pin it, you know, drag it. So I'll not finish doing this. You can go ahead and finish up all the other members by just tabbing there, selecting it and pinning it, then and simply drag it like that. I'll go to the other one, tab, select on it and pin it, and drag there, just like this. So you can go ahead and finish it. Now I also want to select there or hover a cursor there, then tab, select on it and pin this one, which is the top chord, and I just want to drag it like that until it touches the roof. Okay, as you can see from here, and I'll do the same for this other one. Okay, tab there, tab, select on it and pin it. Make sure that you unpin it and drag it. Okay, drag it up to somewhere here. Let me just orbit here so that I see. I just want it to end up to where the roof is ending, as you can see from there. Okay, all right, so you can go ahead and finish the other part. So I'm happy with the way the roof is. If you want, you can move the roof up so that it sits on top there, but I will not waste that time. You can go ahead and offset it if you want. Then the next thing is for me to just copy the trusses up to the end. I'll go to that view there and I'll select on that truss and simply maybe move it closer there, closer to the wall. Okay, now you can space the truss according to the design, the way you design your truss, you can space it, but I'll just copy this truss, at different locations, you see. So I'll pick it like that, maybe roughly 1200, then I'll place it at that one, 15, 14, it's okay. You can use a more consistent, spacing according to your design, but I just want to show that you can do this and place all these at a particular spacing. Okay, so the last one will be closer there and I'll place it right there. Then go to the 3D view, and if I orbit, you see that it will not attach there. I'll modify. Then what I need to do is to simply select that one, attach, and click there to attach. Is it attaching? Select on the truss, then attach, then pick the roof. Make sure that you pick the roof. As you can see, just do that, click on attach, pick the roof, select on that one, attach, pick the roof, and I have to do this for all the trusses. This is the easiest method. Instead of using the truss which already has the slope, this one will help you to do your modeling of the trusses, in the quickest possible way, because it will simply attach to the roof, without a problem, and you don't need to create your roofs which already have, your trusses which have the slopes, and place them here. So this one will help you to do that. In fact, once you do this, if the slope for the roof changes, even the trusses are going to change. So I encourage you to make sure that you use this method. Let me just finish the other part. Select on that one, attach, and select on that one, as you can see. Okay, so as you can see, all the trusses are there. They're sitting right there. Now, if you want, you can see on the other side, the top chord is extending there, but on the other side here, you see that it's not extending. I can still go back there and select on that and unpin it and simply extend it a bit until it touches there. So you can go ahead and finish up the other parts, but I'll leave it the way it is. So let's go to the next step of adding the palings on top of, the wooden truss. Okay, so to do that, just make sure that you zoom in there, and I'll go to structure. Okay, once I go to structure, I'm going to use a beam system. I'll select the beam system. Then you see that I'm not able to see inside there. I'll change to wireframe. Okay, the first step for me is to set the work plane. I'll pick the plane, then click OK, and I just want to zoom in on top of that truss, the wooden truss, then select on top there. Okay, once you do that, you can now go back to the shaded views because we want the palings to be on top there. Then I'm just going to use the pick lines. So I'll simply pick that line and that line, zoom in there and pick that line. Let's hope I'm picking the top one. Then I have to make sure that I pick the top, that line on top of the roof. I can click tab. Okay, then pick on it. All right. Then TR on your keyboard for trim so that you can trim these things. Let me first of all escape TR once again. Select that line and that line. Then that line and that line. Make sure that all the corners are trimmed without missing anything. Now, as you can see from here, we have to specify the direction for the palings, and this is the beam direction that you have to use. You see that it's this side, but I can select on the beam direction and pick so that the palings will be in that direction. Then from here under the layout true, I just want to change to fixed number, and I just want to have about 10 of these. Okay, then from here I'll just leave it the way it is. So I'm just using layout true, fixed number, and 10 of these. Okay, then under the beam type, I can now use the 75 by 50. From here, then click the green check mark, click outside. You see that you have the palings on top of the trusses. Okay, now you see that the palings are interfering with the with the truss there. That's not a problem. all you can do is select on one of the palings there, then right click, then select all instances in visible view. Then let me see if I can change the justification here. Okay, we have the justification as top. We want the justification to be bottom. Move your cursor inside. You can see that it now sits on top. Okay, so what you can do, you can simply, it's easy. I can still go back to the other side and just follow the same procedure and just make sure that you follow. I'll do it once again so that you see how to do it. I'll go to beam system. Then from there, I want to go to wireframe. Then the first step is for you to set the work plane. Make sure that you pick the plane, then click on OK. Then zoom on top there and select, the plane on top of the truss there. Then change it to shaded, and you have to sketch now the boundaries there. So I'm just going to use the pick lines there. Make sure that you pick that edge there. Pick this edge right there, as you can see from here. Then pick that edge there. And the last one, but not the least, on top there, make sure I tab. Okay, why am I not picking the top one? I'll just orbit like that and make sure that I pick it like that. Make sure that you use tab for you to pick what you want to pick, okay? Then TR on my keyboard for trim, or simply click there on top. Pick that line and that line, this line and this line, this line and this line. As you can see, I have to make sure that all the corners are trimmed. Then make sure that the beam direction is like either this line or this line. I'll pick that one. And once again, I'll go back here, fix number 10. Then I want to use 75 by 50. What else can I change? I think this is all. Then I'll click on the green check mark. Click outside. It's sitting, interfering with the, colliding with the truss there, the wooden truss. I'll select one, right click, select all instances in visible view, and I'll change the justification, the Z justification here. As you can see, Z justification, I have to make sure that I pick bottom, then move my cursor inside. As you can see, the palings are sitting on top of the truss. As you can see there, everything looks perfect. This is how you do your trusses and the palings. Okay, so this way you are able to create your trusses in that simple manner. So make sure that you like my videos and don't forget to subscribe, and see you in some more upcoming tutorials.